Hello again, everyone. Thank you all so much for your interesting comments on the forum. I'm really sorry I haven't been more active on the forum this week, but it is snowing a lot here in Bariloche. Schools have been closed for the last 3 days. I haven't had electricity at my house. I kind of live up on the mountains. I don't know if any of you are from Bariloche, but I live on Cerro Otto, like the access road to Piedras Blancas. So yesterday I actually went into town skiing rather than driving down on the icy roads. So there's a lot of snow. But I'm so glad you all enjoyed the last video. I'm really sorry about how quickly I speak. I'm trying to speak slower right now, but it's good practice. So you're welcome. Um, so some of you asked me for more recommendations on how to improve your listening skills. And I think a lot of the things that you all mentioned on the forum are really good ideas. Um, I personally, for Spanish, rely a lot on music and Netflix and those kinds of things. I watched Netflix in Spanish, but also with Spanish subtitles. And I try not to read the subtitles the whole time, obviously, but I think it really helps to start to associate the sounds of the spoken words with the written words that you may already recognize. Especially for verb conjugations or things like that, you know who's talking and you can see the way that the word is written. So that helps me a lot personally. I also watch with a notepad a lot of the times so that I can write down vocabulary or questions that I want to remember to look up later. Another thing I really try to do in my day-to-day interactions is not be afraid to ask people to repeat themselves or to clarify what a word or a phrase means. I found that people are really, really happy to help you learn their language or any language that they know, and asking questions never hurts. And I know that, like it was mentioned, travel is an excellent way to learn, but it isn't accessible to everyone. That being said, there are plenty of other resources online and out in the world for you to watch videos and connect with other native speakers. So I also really enjoy listening to all of your specific activities that you use in your classrooms or that you have ideas to use in the future. And I myself am definitely going to use some of them in my classes here. I think in general using more modern or cool content like Netflix or YouTube or popular music is a great way to incentivize our students to practice their listening skills. And as mentioned, it's great if they do this with some kind of objective in mind. Maybe providing guiding questions so that they know what information they're being given and what information they're looking for. Um, Additionally, as I mentioned in my video, I think that it's important to show our students the doors that language can open for us. One of my hardest battles with one of my classes this year is getting my students to want to learn English at all. Um, I stepped into one of my classes halfway through the year, and when I asked my class to take out a piece of paper, they looked at me like, yeah, right, we don't want to learn anything you have to teach us, and we're not even going to take out a piece of paper. Um, so that's been something that I've been trying to overcome with this class, and an activity that really helped me with this was doing an English-Spanish language exchange pen pal kind of deal with a class in the United States. Students write emails and Skype with kids their own age, which I think is a little bit more interesting for them, especially teenagers. Some of my boys are talking to girls their age in the United States, which is much more interesting than listening to me talk to them. So sometimes they write or speak in Spanish and sometimes in English, and that way both students are learning, and I think it really helps them recognize the new friends and the new opportunities that they can find via a second language. It's also a great opportunity for cultural exchange, and it may seem like a challenge for all of you to find these connections in the United States or in England, but Spanish teachers there are very interested in these opportunities as well, and I really recommend reaching out to really any any high school language program, and I'm happy to help with this bridge as well if any of you are interested. Also, one of you mentioned the game Guess Who, which is great, especially for description vocabulary and people, but for different kinds of vocabulary, the broader activity of 20 questions can also be great. It can be done with any kind of object or animal or place, and students have 20 yes or no questions to ask in order to guess whatever the object is. So that can be a really good one too. And yeah, so thank you guys all so much for your comments again. And I think the forum's open through Friday, so we can keep chatting. And I'll hop onto the other forum as well and try to get some activities going there. So thank you guys so much. Talk to you soon.